Welcome to the deep dive. We're exploring a pretty interesting idea today, maybe a bit counterintuitive. What if, the real key to success, long-term success anyway, isn't always being right? What if it's about getting good at being wrong? We're diving into trend following, drawing from this report, the asymmetrical edge, and our mission really is to unpack the core ideas, the surprising psychology, and how to actually use this mantra. Cut losses, ride winners.
Yeah, and what's really fascinating, I think, is that this whole approach is built for what they call asymmetrical returns. It's not about winning loads of trades. It's about making sure your few big wins totally swamp all the small expected losses, really turns things upside down.
Okay, so cut losses, ride winners. Sounds simple enough, right?
Mm.
But why is it so incredibly hard for most people to actually do?
Well, it hits right at our, human psychology. The report mentions Kahneman and Tversky prospect theory.
Ah, right. The idea that losses hurt way more, like twice as much as gains feel good.
Exactly. And that feeling, that loss aversion, it leads straight to what they call the disposition effect. We tend to sell winners way too soon. Just grab that little bit of pleasure.
And cling on to the losers,
Yeah.
hoping they'll turn around.
Yeah, hoping, praying maybe, but we hold them way too long. And it's not just the bigger loss you eventually take, it's the opportunity cost. Your money's stuck in a dud when it could be somewhere else. That's a killer.
So being able to take that small loss quickly is actually a strength.
It's fundamental. Ed Seykota, the trading legend, he had that famous line,
Oh, yeah.
if you can't take a small loss, sooner or later you will take the mother of all losses. His whole thing was, job number one, preserve your capital. You can't play if you don't have chips.
Okay, got it. Psychology stuff, capital preservation is key. So how do we actually build a system? How do we force ourselves kind of to do the right thing?
Right, the practical side. And it boils down to, maybe surprisingly, really aggressive risk management.
Regressive risk management,
Mm.
meaning?
It starts with the initial protective stop loss. This isn't like a vague idea. It's a hard number, a price level you decide on before the trade.
Yeah.
It's your unemotional exit. The point where you say, okay, my reason for getting into this trade, it's just not valid anymore.
And how do you set that? Gut feel.
Definitely not gut feel. The best methods, according to the source, are based on volatility, like using the average true range or ATR.
ATR. So it adapts to how much the market's actually moving.
Exactly. So your stop isn't ridiculously tight when things are choppy or miles away when it's quiet. It adapts.
Okay, that makes sense. So that initial stop defines your risk.
Precisely. It defines R, your unit of risk for that specific trade. The maximum you're willing to lose on that one idea allows you to keep things consistent.
Right. R, and then for the riding winners part.
That's where the trailing stop comes in. It's dynamic. It moves up as the price moves in your favor, locking in profits.
Okay.
But it gives the trend room to breathe, to keep running. And again, ATR-based trailing stops are often preferred because they adapt to the changing volatility during the trend.
Wait, doesn't that mean sometimes you give back some profit if it, wiggles down and hits the trailing stop? That
Yeah.
feels bad.
It can feel bad. That's the discipline, isn't it? Trusting the system over your gut feeling in that moment. But the thing that holds it all together, the real, governor on the engine, it's position sizing.
How much you actually bet on each trade.
Exactly. Seykota's rule, keep bets small. Like risking only 1%, maybe 2% of your total equity on any single trade.
Okay. That mining analogy they used was good. You drill lots of small holes, right? Expecting most to be dry.
Mm-hmm. Business expenses.
Those are your small losses.
Yeah.
Just the cost of searching for that massive vein of gold, the big trend. It reframes losing from personal failure to just operational cost.
It totally does. It helps you mentally survive the inevitable losing streaks so you're still playing when the big one comes along.
So where's this all heading now? Is there a modern twist?
Oh, yeah. The cutting edge now is bringing in AI and machine learning, not really for predicting prices. That's still, a tough game.
Right.
But for things like regime identification. Basically, teaching the system to figure out what kind of market we're in right now. Is it trending strongly? Is it choppy? Super volatile.
Okay, so the AI figures out the market weather.
Sort of, yeah. And then it enables dynamic strategy adjustment. The system can actually tweak its own rules on the fly, maybe widen the stops in volatile markets, or adjust position sizes based on the regime it identified.
So that addresses Seykota's other rule, the tricky one. Know when to break the rules.
Exactly. But instead of breaking them based on fear or greed, the system adapts based on data, on the objective market conditions. It's pretty sophisticated stuff.
Wow. Okay, so this deep dive, it's clearly about more than just trading charts, isn't it? It's really a framework for dealing with uncertainty.
Mm-hmm.
Makes you think, are you playing for the big wins or just trying desperately not to have small losses?
Absolutely. And maybe the final thought for you listening is this. Building a robust system like this means you need clear, objective answers. You need to know, what markets am I trading? How much am I risking, really? When do I get in? Crucially, when do I get out when I'm wrong? No messing about. And just as important, when do I get out when I'm right? Letting it run. The mastery isn't prediction, it's that self-awareness and the discipline to stick to your plan, making sure it fits you.